Hi everyone, welcome to depression-youarenotalone.com. We'd like to thank you for joining us. We did our introduction video last week.
Yeah.
This is now when we're going to start talking about issues and telling you stories and giving you information. I'd like to introduce to my right the lovely and talented Shannon.
Hi, hello.
And behind the scenes is the even more lovely and talented John. You want to say hi?
No.
Okay. So, here we are, right?
Here we are.
I'm a little tired today because my wife just kept me up all night. Just wouldn't stop, wanted more.
Was she snored again?
More. She was talking the whole night. What, did you think I was being naughty? I didn't know you were being naughty. She just wouldn't stop talking.
I like to talk.
So I'm wiped out. I do want to tell you a little bit about us here and there, every now and then, so you get to know us, get to know what we're about, who we are. John, for example, very talented. John built our website.
Yeah, he did. Good job.
Put a lot of work into it and runs the website.
Yeah.
He's also like our IT guy, right? So if you tell him, hey, my printer's not working, treats you like an idiot, you know, and typical IT mentality. But yeah, he did a really good job on the website, and
For free, no less.
wow.
Thank goodness.
Well, hopefully the reward will be that people will get some help from what we're doing.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done things.
Yeah, she sat there.
I contributed.
Now, Shannon, you will not find anyone that loves animals more than her. Animals just love her back as well. It's just amazing. We have 2 dogs, 5 cats. They follow her around the house. It's just ridiculous.
Wonderful.
But she's so kind, and I don't know what more to say that.
Oh, thank you.
But if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't be together, right?
That's right.
And if I wasn't an animal lover either, we wouldn't be
That's
together.
right.
It's just, that's how it works. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You always want to be around people that are kind, that have kindness in their hearts.
Absolutely.
As I said, I'm very tired because she kept me up all night for the wrong reasons, just to talk and talk and talk. Even though you didn't talk much during the introduction.
Hey, I didn't go to the bathroom, did I?
Oh, wow, I didn't even notice that. Did you?
I'm sure I did. Probably like 15 times.
Oh, great, now I gotta go. All right, so let's talk about depression here. My situations. I know you said I seemed like I got a little aggravated during our introduction. I believe it was when I was talking about kids, about teenagers. If you have a teenager in a home and you have parents that don't.
Oh, you were just passionate.
Well, you know, I'm not going to apologize for that because this is going to be real, and it does bother me because over so many years I've talked to those kids. And listen to what I'm going to say. I've talked to those kids with issues, hurting about their childhood and not having support. Or even, we talked about coming out, a teenager coming out, and the parents just distancing themselves from their kids just because not acceptable to them, or they don't understand or whatever. But those kids that I've talked to weren't kids. Mm-hmm. They're in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And still dealing with those things that happened in their childhood. Because it doesn't go away. You know, that hurt doesn't go away. And oftentimes it's failed relationships. I mean, there's a lot of consequences when you don't have support in your home as a child. Because that's the one place in the world that you should feel safe and should feel you do have support. I also want to say that we're not scripted. We don't sit here and say, okay, I'm going to say this, you're going to say that. I caught Shannon off guard several times in the introduction, which I think makes it funny because she's hilarious. If you just let her go, just let her react, she can be hilarious. And we also want to have a few laughs.
Especially after a few beers.
Yeah. The other thing too, which we were talking about yesterday, I remember laying in bed watching TV as she's eating a stromboli that was for 3 people.
It was good.
I gained 5 pounds watching you eat it, and you gained no weight. I don't understand.
I love food.
You gain no weight. You're just so you're so lucky. Until that metabolism shuts down, and we're gonna have to widen the doors. But we want to have a few laughs here too, because this is serious. We talk about serious things, but we also can't just bring ourselves down all the time. We do have to laugh here and there. So I wanted to talk about changes that I've made. Now, if you saw the introduction, you know that I told you I went to a psychiatrist for many, many years. My doctor, Dr. Miller. I was very fortunate that I was with someone that really was a good match for me. He challenged me to think about what you're doing, think about what you're doing wrong, think about what you need to change, not telling me, hey, do this, do that, and I'll give you pills. There's too much of that. And he told me quite a few times that a lot of his patients would come in, they don't want to work on themselves, they don't want to put the effort in. Give me something to take care of this. Give me a pill, prescribe something to take care of this. And that's it. They don't want to put work into it. But that doesn't work that way. And for those of you that follow us on Twitter, you know I have a tweet. I don't remember when it was from, but if you go to the doctor and let's say you have high cholesterol, doctor might prescribe you medication to control your high cholesterol. Any doctor can do that. A good doctor might prescribe you the medication, but will also tell you, you need to change your diet. You need to cut back on saturated fats. You need to do this. You need to try to get more exercise. A good doctor will tell you those things. Just like a good therapist or a good psychiatrist is going to get you to work on yourself, not just pulling out the script pad and here, and before you know it, you're taking 5, 6, 7, 8 pills. We have to understand we have to work on ourselves. It's just is what it is. And we should be doing that anyway about anything, right? You want to do better at your job, you want to do better at this, you want to do better at that. So if you have a mental illness, you want to work on that as well to make your life better. Now, here's a change that I made that had so much impact. But for me, I also want to preface, when I say something was easy for me, I'm not suggesting it's going to be easy for you. Just like some things that were very hard for me might be easy for you. We're all different, so it's trial and error, and because we're all individuals, we're all different people. But this, like I said, had such a huge impact, but wasn't a big deal for me to change. And that is, and so many of you know, you lay in bed, you wake up in the morning, you're just laying in bed, you're staring at the ceiling, and that's how your day is starting. You have no energy, no desire, you're not motivated, nobody cares, I don't care. I don't want to get out of bed. And then those thoughts come, thoughts that you shouldn't have. And you can't break it, right? Because you're laying there, there's nothing to distract you. It's just those terrible thoughts. I know, I went through that. I'd lay in bed and stare at the ceiling. I'd stare at the wall. I'd stare at the TV that wasn't even on. And I had thoughts going through my head that I should not have going through my head. So I thought about it. I said, I can't do this. This is, I just can't do this. So I decided, this is before, how long have we been together?
14 years.
Like Randy used to say, some of them good, right? My buddy Randy. I mean, some of them were good, right? Okay. I guess we can reflect back on that relationship later on. So, wow, when I think of you, I kind of lose track of what I'm doing. So anyway, I decided I can't do this. So what I did, years before we met, is when I get out of bed, when I wake up in the morning, now we have 5 dogs and 2 cats. And before I met you, I had dogs and cats. So they wake me up sometimes, of course, because I'm surrounded by cats in my bed, and if I move, of course they protest, How dare you? I'm surprised I'm even allowed to sleep in the bed. It's a king-size bed, I sleep on the edge. Right? That's what we do.
Yeah, sure.
They're our kids.
Yeah, they are.
There's a lot of animal abuse going on in our house, and that's them abusing us. A lot of it. I just want to tell these cats, stop making me do things. Oh, you got to put me up on a countertop. I can go up there myself,
It's
but guess
okay.
what? I'm not going to do it. You're going to put me up there. And if you don't do it, I'm going to torture you.
You started that,
I am
though.
going to torture you until you do what I want.
You started that.
Anyway, so this is what I did. And this, if you're one of those people, this hopefully is something you can do and work for you too. So I decided when I wake up, let's say I'm supposed to wake up at 6, 7 in the morning, okay? On a weekend, if it's during the week I have to go to work, whatever. It's a weekend. I get out of bed. If I know I'm not going back to sleep, I will not stay in bed. I did this years ago. Years ago. I tried it. I forced myself. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's easy. It wasn't easy for me because I didn't want to do it. My body didn't even want to move. So I'd go outside, I'd sit on my porch, or I'd walk in my backyard. And instead of looking at the wall that doesn't change, the ceiling that doesn't change, or that blank TV that doesn't change, a dead, quiet room with bad thoughts going through my head and building, and new thoughts coming in, and new thoughts coming in. I go outside now, I see squirrels running around.
Life.
I can see the birds flying around. I can hear the birds singing. I can look at the sky and say, wow, what a beautiful morning.
Changes your mentality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, think of that difference. Now, to do it once is one thing, but I made it my lifestyle. That's what I do. It's a habit. I always do it. I always do it. So how can I possibly lay in bed having those thoughts that I used to have if I'm not laying in bed?
Yeah.
So I have different thoughts now, a visual of things, pretty things, birds singing, this and that, and like I said, the squirrels fighting, which they're always fighting. I don't know what they're fighting about. But that's something for me that was actually pretty easy to do. I figured it out that I need to do that. I got to get out of bed, and I did it. Easy to do. Second time, third time became a habit. Now it's what I do. It's normal for me. You see when I get out of bed. Because I always get out of bed before you. Yeah. And you see that. Are you up? Which I don't know why, if I'm walking down the hall, you're asking me if I'm up. What am I, invisible or something? Or are you here?
I guess you're
No. But you see, that's such a small, for me, again, for me, I'm not going to say it's easy for everyone, but for me it was very easy, but what an impact it had,
Yeah.
What a positive impact it had in my life. So that's something, hopefully you can try that. Now, I was thinking of, I think we talked about this yesterday about depression, how I see depression. Didn't you ask me that, I think? How do you see depression?
Yeah.
What does it mean to you? You could ask me that question probably 10 times, and I might give you 10 different answers. Just depends on the day, how I feel right now. To me, depression is this evil that is so patient and strategic that, and I'm going to speak for myself, but I'm sure a lot of you will say, yeah, same thing with me, same thing, because so many of us go through the same thing. First, I'm going to isolate you from everyone. I'm going to break you down. I'm going to isolate you. Because if I isolate you, you're now weaker. It really is like a battle. It's this adversary that's after you that you don't even know what is going on. How can you fight an enemy when you don't understand what your enemy's tactics are? That's why you have to figure things out. Okay, I have this enemy trying to tear me down, trying to destroy me. So I have to fight this enemy, but I have to know what I'm fighting. And I have to understand that it's battles. That's the other issue that I think a lot of people have a problem with. They think it's not an all or nothing thing. It's many battles. Like in a war, you have many battles. You want to win the war, but it's a lot of different battles. Because depression has all the time in the world, all the patience in the world. This is why one of my goals is not, of course, reaching people battling depression is important. Okay, that's the obvious, of course. But I'd like to reach family of those that have someone battling depression. So you get an understanding from someone else what it's about, what it's like. As I said in the introduction, I survived 2 suicide attempts. Okay, I know what it is to hit rock bottom. I know that. I've already been there. I shouldn't be here.
Oh, thank God you are.
But, well, thank you. But I'm still here. So I had to hit rock bottom. And how I'm still here is actually, it's a miracle, because I really shouldn't be. But I've learned to make changes because I've understood. These are battles I have to fight. Battles, not one battle is going to end or win this war. No, it's one here, one there. Getting out of bed, not being in bed. You know what, depression, you're not going to have me laying in bed staring at the ceiling anymore. That was a tactic you had to keep me there, to weaken me. I took that away from you. You don't have that. That's one. Okay? Did it get rid of depression? I no longer have to deal with depression? No. But that's not happening. Hasn't happened for many, many years. So think about that. It's trying to isolate you first, because people with depression, what do you feel? Oh, what's the name of our website? You are not alone, because you feel alone. It makes you, it's this abusive relationship. If I take you away from those that care about you, that you care about, your support system, and I have you one-on-one, now I've got you. That's why it is so important to be supportive to someone who is battling mental illness. You know, the other problem is this, and it's really not people's fault. I've had people say to me, I know what depression is. I've been depressed. You know what? People need to just get over it. Okay. Everyone's been depressed.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone will be depressed. But that's situational depression. Is it real? Absolutely. If you lose a loved one, you're depressed over the loss of a loved one, over a divorce, over losing your job, over an illness that now you're afraid of losing your home. All of those things, yes, can cause you to feel depressed. I had one guy say to me, you know, I was so depressed when I got divorced, and you know, I was depressed. It wasn't me. You're looking at me like, that you? Is that you? It wasn't me.
You'd think a divorce would be a liberating thing. Not the most.
I might find out. So he said to me, I got divorced and I was depressed. But you know what? I found somebody else, I met somebody else, and I got over it. So here I am trying to explain, yes, you were depressed over a situation. I get that. Listen, you have every right to say you were married with children or whatever and you got divorced. Of course, that can be very depressing. Where's my life going to go now? And, the confusion you have, questions you have, all of that. But I told him, but you got over it, like you said. And you found somebody else and now you're happier.
Yeah.
Now you're happier. Is it breaking news?
Yeah, it's breaking news.
Okay. How long do we have? Okay, so we're going to take a break in a few minutes so Shannon can hit the bathroom, of course,
I actually do have to go.
in a couple minutes. But I just want to finish this really quick. So he said he got over it. He met someone else, and now he's even happier than he used to be. Yeah, that's situational depression. But so many people, everyone's experienced depression, and they've gotten over it. In time, you heal. You know, you heal from the loss of a family member or something, and then to you, that's what you see as depression. It's something you get over. Not when you have clinical depression. When you're a kid that, you live in a nice home, nice family, whatever, and you're thinking you have suicidal thoughts, and you don't know why, and how many actually follow through. All right, we're going to take a break here for a second because I'm starting to get a little aggravated as well. I mean, whenever I bring up kids, I just feel for them, and I'm scared for them, and I don't want to lose my composure here because it, like in the introduction, I felt getting agitated because I'm scared for these children. I'm scared for them, and I imagine them, a child being alone in their bedroom and battling depression, not understanding it, and no one's helping because
They feel so helpless.
it's a phase.
Yeah.
It's just a phase. You'll get over it. You'll get over it.
Or give them some drugs.
Yeah, or take him to the doctor. We'll figure it out. Just leave him alone. Let him figure it out for himself or something. I mean, these things scare the crap out of me. They really do. All right, so we're going to take a break. You don't have to take a break because we're going to take a break, but we'll
be back.
We'll blend everything together. It'll probably end up backwards and upside down. But anyway, we'll be back in 1 minute.
Okay.
1 second.
1 minute.
Okay, you gonna hit the bathroom?
Yeah.
Well, that was a short break.
It doesn't take long to go to the bathroom.
Really? I thought you were gonna pack a lunch. So we were talking about situational depression and clinical depression. So I see it as easy for people to understand that don't have clinical depression. They've been depressed because as I said, we all will. It's life.
Yeah.
Things happen in life that are going to bring us down. And so people have been depressed over a situation, they got over it. So when they see someone that has clinical depression, they don't understand.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes you hear, to snap out of it. If it's that simple, I mean, think of the harm you do. And now I'm starting to get aggravated again. When you tell your child to snap out of the depression, they're battling, they don't understand it, they're kids. You're an adult, you don't understand it. How's your child going to understand it? And you have a simple solution. Snap out of it. Just like that. And that child wishes they could, but they can't. So now they're failing you as well. The solution coming from an adult is so simple, and you can't do it. So now you're failing. You feel even worse about yourself. This is why I want people that have someone in their life that is battling depression to watch these videos and to hear stories from someone else that is battling depression. I'm not even going to say how old I am anymore.
57.
You always got to throw that one in because you're younger than me.
Not by much.
Well, yeah, by a lot more. I'll trade places with you right now if you want. But think of the importance of that, of understanding what your child is going through. Now, is it up to you to say, okay, then I'll take care of it. I'll fix them, I'll take care of it. No. But ask them questions. Don't tell them things. Don't tell them to get up, go outside, get out of your room, or snap out of this. What's wrong with you? And just get over this. Everybody needs to get over it. And with boys sometimes, when you have a dad, hey, don't be a wimp. Be a man. Get up, get out of bed, go do this, go do that. What's wrong with you? Why are you crying? What are you crying about? How detrimental is that?
It's horrible. It truly is. It really is.
It is, you know, and these are the kids I was telling you about that I've spoken to through the years that aren't kids. They're 30, 40, 50 years old, still living with that. They dealt with that. And they're paying for it. They're still paying for it as adults. Different ways. Failed relationships is a big one. They don't trust anybody. They doubt themselves.
Yeah.
Low confidence, low self-esteem, insecure, because that was implanted in them by their parents. Sure, it didn't mean to. Didn't mean to. But we need information. If someone, this is a strange thing about depression too. If you have a child that has diabetes, hey Johnny, how are you feeling today? Are you feeling okay? You take your medication. You're going to ask questions. You want to know how they feel. If you have a child that has depression, a lot of times that child is isolated in their room, door closed, having thoughts that if you knew the thoughts going through their head, you would scream. And what do you do about that? You ask them, you talk to them. What are you feeling? How are you feeling? Make them feel like you're working with them. You're on their side. And you get them help. Get them to a therapist. I'm not saying get them to, let's medicate this kid. Even though that is what happens these days, right? Everybody's medicated over everything. And they're going to come up with a pill for an unhappy marriage, where you take a pill one day and, oh, well, I'm so happy now with you. Oh, everything is wonderful, even though I am happy with you, most of the time. That quick fixes, that's where we are. I need, just give me something. Give me something to take care of this. I don't have time for this. Okay, yeah. And there are doctors that will say, here, take this. Oh, you know what? It's still not working for me. Okay, don't worry about it. Take this now. Now you take this one.
Or together.
Before you know it, you're taking 6 or 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, some of them will actually give you suicidal thoughts that maybe you didn't have before you took them. Talking. Letting someone know, like our website says, you are not alone. Letting someone know, you're not alone in this. I'm here for you. We're going to get through this together.
Yeah.
Together. How does that make someone feel when they know you care, you're with
support.
me, you're going to help me?
Yeah.
I'm not so scared now, because it's scary. Wow, I'm sorry. The feeling of being broken is horrible. It's horrible. And when you feel broken and alone, though you have bodies around you, you have family, friends around you, but you feel completely alone and broken. I'm 57. I never imagined being 57. I never imagined, having my grandkids on my lap and all that. I never thought of those things. You know why I never thought of those things? Because I never thought I would be here.
Yeah.
It wasn't part of my plan. I always lived thinking, I'm cashing out at some point. I'm not going to grow up to be an old man with my family around me and the holidays, all my grandkids. No, that was never going to happen. Not in the plans, because I never thought it was going to happen. And I've been battling depression my whole life, and I'm struggling right now even talking about this. Imagine a child in your home. We have gotten to a point where we don't even look for information anymore. We just want to hear what sounds good, what we like. When it comes to politics, when it comes to religion, tell me what I want to hear. If you say something I don't like, ooh. It's not about I don't like hearing it, but it's true. No, it could be true, but if I don't like hearing it, all hell's going to break loose. When it comes to your family, when it comes to depression or any mental illness, put the time in. Learn what that person is going through.
Yeah.
To be there for them, to get them help. I don't want people to do what I did to get to where I am. I want people to do a lot better than I did because I lost years. Those years are gone. They're gone forever. I'll never get them back. I accept that. I understand that. I don't have a time machine. I did have a time machine, maybe. Yeah. I don't have a time machine where I can go back and change things. But when it comes to kids, it just breaks my heart to know that there's not one out there. There are thousands and thousands out there in their rooms, isolated, having thoughts that they should not have as children. And we have, sadly, many children that are no longer with us. Because that's what depression does. Depression, I want to take you out. This is how depression talks to me. I'm going to take you out.
Yeah.
I am taking you out.
And the worst part is sometimes it brings friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what depression says to me is, I'm taking you out. Now, I'm patient. I got all the time in the world. I'm gonna little by little, I'm going to position you to finally take you out. And almost did. So, that's what depression is telling me. And I'm not going for that. I almost did, but I got to a point over a situation that happened where I had to make a change. There was no choice for me at that point. So I had to make a change. So then I became strategic. And I became a total ass.
You still are.
I was waiting for a comment to come out.
I became a total ass because I had an enemy who didn't just want to harm me, wanted to take me out.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to have to play hardball here. I'm going to play hardball, we'll play hardball. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fight this because I have to fight this. You know why?
Yeah.
You know why? What happened? To make me say now I have to fight this. And I'll discuss that someday. Someday. Not discussing that now. But I became a total jerk and a total ass against my adversary. And you know what I also became? Highly sensitive to others that are going through this and not wanting this for them. And not wanting them to lose the years and time that I lost. I don't want that for others. Because when I ask myself, what? Is this it? Right? As you heard in the introduction, if you saw it, and if you didn't, please go back, because, learn a few things about us too in the introduction. It's short. When I ask myself, is this it? And thinking, yep. No, I'm not doing this anymore. No, life, this is it. This is life. Okay, I've been doing this and it's bringing me no joy. This is someone who had a beautiful home, beautiful family, beautiful children, parents, everything. And if you were to meet me, you'd say, okay, what?
Yeah.
How can you possibly, to someone who doesn't understand depression, how can you possibly be thinking of ending your life when you're so fortunate? That's not how it works. Remember, when I told you what depression means to me, depression is, you know what, I picked you. You got a bullseye on your head. And on my head, you can actually draw one. You've got a bullseye on your head, and I'm going after you. I don't care if it takes me a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and I'm going to make you exhausted. I'm going to wear you out to where your energy is going to go down so low that you're going to give in. Yeah, that's what happened. Twice.
Thank God it was unsuccessful.
Yeah, I didn't. I was unsuccessful. Mm-hmm. I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
It's a war, but if you're going to be in a war, hey, how about having more more soldiers on your side, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being on my own, or a kid on his own or her own, fighting by herself, having soldiers. And depression looking at you and saying, "Oh, now this is going to be tough." Now it's going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be tough because we're in this together. We're in this together. We know what's going on, and we're not going to allow this. Please, I plead with you, if you have, even if it's a spouse, not just a child, a spouse or a sibling, a good friend. You know what you can do sometimes too is, my friend Randy, who we lost, I mentioned in the introduction, would call me and say, "Hey bud, let's go shoot some pool. Let's go play some poker." Because he was trying to get me out of the house. He was trying to get me distracted to do something else. Something so simple, but so powerful.
Yeah.
That support is just, that's just so awesome. Like with your child, hey, come on, let's go do something. Let's go
Get some ice cream.
gain their trust. Gain their trust. See that you're involved. See that you're there to help them, and then you might need to get them help, professional help. Like I said in the introduction too, I went to a psychiatrist for so many years. I'm not ashamed to say it. It helped me a great deal. A great deal. I'm still here. Or this would be an empty seat. Or some other guy would be sitting in my seat. And in my house. Which I don't like any of that. We're going to have to talk about that later. Because I just had a visual of that. Some dude walking around my house. I'm like, wait a minute. What? Really? So, and again, when I talk about kids, I raised 3 daughters, 3 girls, and when they hit their teenage years, the hair went. That's why I don't have any hair. My hair just said, okay, what's going on here with these 3 girls? You can stick around if you want. We're out of here. And the hair on my head just took off.
Oh, you look good bald though.
I don't have any cash on me. I don't know where you're trying to go with it. The hair on my back, though, the hair on my back stayed. The hair on my back said, "Hey, listen, buddy, we literally have your back."
Gosh.
And I don't know even why it's there. I don't know. Climate change or something. I might need it later. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it's not like if I take my shirt off, I'm Bigfoot or anything like that. But it's also disturbing, as they say, when men get older, their ears get bigger, their nose gets bigger. I don't know if that applies to everything, but why do your ears get bigger if you start losing your hearing, and your nose gets bigger, your sense of smell starts to go? Yeah, I don't think I want to go there with that. It's probably not a good idea. But I'm going to talk about situations with children a lot because, like I said, when I talk to adults and friends and I see them, I see the difficulties they have as adults with their relationships, with their friends, and then you don't know until you talk to people. And then when I find out about their childhood, that they were fighting depression, the other one that's just heartbreaking to me is if a child comes out, hey, mom, dad, they have the courage to. Because it shouldn't take courage. It should be something you can do. With our parents, if either one of us was gay, came out to our parents, they wouldn't kick us out of the house. No. They wouldn't stop caring about us. We were fortunate.
Yeah.
Not every child is. We have many gay and lesbian friends. Because we don't care if someone's gay, straight, black, white, tall, short. We like someone, they're our friend. And that's, as a matter of fact, why don't you say who married us?
Yeah, my best friend, Todd. He got ordained and married Lou and I.
Hey, he's
Yeah.
he's a gay man who's a dear friend of ours.
Very dear.
And he became ordained to marry us, which you're gonna get you on that one. You can pay for that, Todd. No, I'm kidding. We love you, Todd. We love you, Todd. I hope you're feeling well.
We do love you, Todd.
And hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
But I just think of a child in a home of harsh people that look down on people that are different than them. And there's so many of them, right? There are just so many. And their kid turns out to be gay or lesbian. It's life. I mean, that's got to be so difficult. And children commit suicide over this. I mean, is this just talking how, oh, we should do this or we should do that to help kids? Kids kill themselves. That's real.
Yeah.
That's sad. It's tragic.
Very.
And for all of us, it should be unacceptable. Unacceptable. When I look at a kid, I think of, wow, the things you're going to see, you're going to experience, and I don't have envy for them. I admire them. I'm happy for them, like us with the flying cars. That never happened. When you remember when we were kids,
What did you?
we were supposed to have flying cars. Could you imagine where we live, people driving flying cars? They'd be dropping
Oh, I
out of the
thought you
sky
meant you were going to build one.
No, we used to see them in magazines, and I when I was a kid, I'm thinking, wow, when I'm like in my 20s or 30s,
You're gonna be
I'm
in a
in a
flying car?
How cool is this?
Yeah, it'd be murder in tourist season.
Yeah, could you imagine?
Everybody crashing into everybody in the sky.
They'd be dropping like flies.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
So probably not a good idea
Yeah, no, I don't
with
think
the
so.
flying cars. Now we're going to talk in other episodes. We'll be talking about a lot of different things. I'd also love it if any of you would like to reach out. So shoot us an email. You can go to our website. It's depression-youarenot-alone.com. You can shoot us an email if you want to tell your story or the story of someone going through something that you know close to you, or what you've done to help you, and let's share that as well. I mean, I have a lot of stories of things I've done to help me, but others do too.
Yeah.
And let's share that and see if we can create a family here and help each other out.
Yeah, your words matter.
Absolutely.
Story matters.
Absolutely. Words matter. My story, your story, your story, your story.
Yeah.
And we can share that with people, because sometimes you'll say something and someone will say, you know what, I'm going to try that. Like me saying about today, that I get out of bed, so I will not sit there staring at a ceiling. Maybe you'll say, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I am going to get out of bed. I'm going to make it a habit. Go drink your coffee, or just go sit outside and breathe the air, or whatever you have to do to break that cycle. Oh, but I have other issues as well. Fine, get to those. Let's do this one. Do that one. Let's handle that one. That's what I did. Strategic. I have to handle this, handle that, handle that, handle that. I used to be on a cocktail of medications. I'm not anymore. I do have medication for when I have a panic attack, because I have those too, which are
Yes, you
wonderful.
do.
Those are always wonderful. But you know what I do too?
Yeah.
I fight through them where rarely do I have to take my medication.
You're right.
Because it's very easy for me to just say, if I take this in about 15 minutes, I'm going to be, oh, the building's on
You
fire.
do fight through it. You
The
fight
building's
through it.
on fire. Yeah, I don't care. But I don't want that, so I fight through it. I'm going to talk about panic attacks too, because that is a big thing that, with so many people with
Huge.
depression, and even without depression, it is huge. We're going to go for now.
Yeah.
We will see you again next Saturday. Again, you can reach us at depression-youarenot-alone.com. Contact us, send us an email through there. You can also follow us on Twitter, and our Twitter handle is DY. What is our Twitter handle? Can you see that? Because I don't have my glasses on. Follow us on Twitter.
Oh, I can't even see.
It's
No.
DYP. Oh, wait a minute. I got glasses out here.
There.
I've got so many passwords in my head for work and for everything else. It's depression_YRNA.
Yes,
Depression_YRNA. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit
And
you.
remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and please give us a like.
Yeah, please, if you can, just subscribe because we're going to have many more videos, and we also have John did a video for Memorial Day, which is awesome. You need to check that
Yeah.
one out too if you get a
did
chance.
a wonderful job.
So yeah, and please give us a like, right?
Yeah, give us a like.
Okay, so we're gonna go for now.
Yeah.
See you next week, and if you can, go check out our introduction video as well. So for now, from the crew,
Take care.
take care, be well, and it's going to get better. Going to get better. Bye-bye.
Bye.